So yeah, man, let's dive right into some. So I was just randomly scanning Twitter, and a debate. What's the thing on Twitter? Was it Twitter Spaces, right?
Yeah, Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, a debate that I peeped. That I'll bring to your attention and ask you this question: who would you rather have, Ahmad? Paul George or Damian Lillard? Who would you rather have?
The guy that's led multiple teams to either Eastern Conference Finals or Western Conference Finals appearance as the number one option. That guy.
So that everyone understands, can you please say this person's name? I know who you're talking about, but we need a name.
I would like to have a top 10 talent in the NBA in Paul George over Damian Lillard if I had to pick.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, you with this top 10 stuff. Okay. And again, you're saying top 10 talent, not top 10 player. All right, cool.
Either one.
Either one. Paul George, a top 10 player?
I mean, if you think Dame's a top 10 player, I mean.
No. Don't say I mean now. You just said either one.
I mean, he has a right to feel that way. I don't know if I really break down the list. It's probably be hard, but like we always talk about, that 9 through 13 gets very complicated. So, but Dame is cold. Don't get me wrong, Dame is cold. But leading my team, I probably want Paul George. Who's the better player?
You're right. I don't think I even asked the question. Tough. I think I literally just said Paul George or Dame. So you could have taken that into But this is one of those times where you leave a question like that open to interpretation. I just said Paul George or Dame. I didn't say who'd rather have. I didn't say who's better, who's talented. Very rare time. Very rare time.
Yeah, you didn't give me. You just said me who Paul George. That's basically based on preference, to be honest. In a way.
Okay. I like Paul George. Obviously, him being a two-way player, and he's proven that obviously when another top guy on his team goes down, he can still step up in big moments.
Proved it this year.
Yeah. But let me talk about a man, Damian Lillard. There's a lot of people that believe that Damian Lillard is like the best point guard in the league. Now again, right, and I know that man. On
he has every right to feel that way. I will say that.
Of course, he does. I mean, I would never think if I'm in the league, no one in the league is better than me. I would not have that mentality. But just do you think that Dame has any case at all that he's the best point guard in the league? Any evidence or anything that you feel would have him at least some case to be made? I think
yes, it's a case. We always make these cases. You can make a case for that boy out there in Brooklyn, Kyrie Irving.
So I say which one? Whoa, you saying Kyrie could possibly have a case to be the best point guard in the National Basketball Association?
I think Kyrie, Damian Lillard, and Steph Curry, all those three guys, you can make a case for either one of those guys. Kyrie Irving is the most skilled point guard in the history of the game, most skilled point guard in today's league. Damian Lillard is the most, probably, if not the most clutch player in the NBA, probably top 3 most clutch player in the NBA. Stephen Curry, greatest shooter ever, greatest shooter still in the NBA, a guy that's phenomenal in everything that he does. Gravity is crazy. The greatest, like when we talk about gravity on the basketball court, Stephen Curry, it's like Stephen Curry and it's like everybody else. Like draws attention, all eyes locked in on him because he may pull up from 50. That's special. So that's what I'm saying. You can make the case for any 3 of those guys. But if to answer your question about Damian Lillard, I feel like when I look at certain players, Dame and Steph, here's Dame's best argument against Steph. One guy's a any situation type of superstar. Another guy is a situational type of superstar, meaning that you can do less with Dame than you can with Stephen Curry. Dame has been the number one option on the Portland Trailblazers, who is a middle of the pack towards the end team, still solid, and Dame has constantly got them to the playoffs. Dame has constantly got them, even sometimes out of the first round, came up big in big moments. Steph recently, we've seen Steph not have that same type of success unless all the pieces are around Steph fit perfectly to a T. So it's just kind of like that's the best case you can make for Dame. Like with less players, you probably want Dame. We're not less players. We're not the best players. You probably want Dame leading your team, leading your franchise over Stephen Curry. So that's Dame's best argument against Stephen Curry.
That sounds like a very similar debate I had with like between Steph and AI. I feel like Steph's
same thing.
ceiling is probably higher. Like Steph at his prime and ultimately when he's at his best, it might be higher than AI. But at the same time, Steph's floor might be lower than AI. Like when Steph is bad or when Steph isn't impacting the game, it's, you start raising questions. But the thing is with Steph though, I mean, why I still would put him in a different bracket, if you will, when it comes to other point guards. I mean, you know how I feel about my MVPs. And I know that isn't just a deciding factor. But I mean, to see what he can do when it matters the most, to be in so many, consecutive finals. And obviously team situation plays a huge part in that. I know it's not just him. I know he's not, carrying just, a bunch of bums to the finals. But I think the thing is, man, that's holding me back from putting Dame in that category with Steph, I mean, as I'm sure you can probably imagine, bro, is playoff success. And I know there's more to it. There's more, it's deeper than that. But at the same time, I need victories.
But we just had
not too much to ask.
That's fine. I would kind of play devil's advocate though. You just said basically that Dame's a better floor riser than Stephen Curry. That's a team situation. So I can make a legitimate argument that the guy who's a better floor riser, if you put him on a better team situation, he's going to have similar, if not more, success. You get what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, I can say that I can give for Dame's like credit, and for people that feel like, oh, Dame doesn't have a chance of being the best point guard in the league over Stephen Curry, but like those are things that matter. Like we talk about the game of basketball, it's a team-oriented game. It's not individually. But we got one guy who's a better floor riser than the other. If you place Damian Lillard on those dynasties, that dynasty with the Golden State Warriors, they probably still win those championships, bro.
And that was going to be like a follow-up question to that. If you switched roles, right, do the Trailblazers at least win a couple of games and at least win Western Conference Finals? Do the Warriors end up winning those championships? Do they make the finals?
If you switch roles, if you put Stephen Curry on if you put Stephen Curry on the Portland Trailblazers team,
and put Dame on the Warriors, I mean, would there be a difference? Would there be a huge difference?
We've seen the past 2 years Stephen Curry without, pieces being at the highest level, at the peak, health, everything going right. We've seen Stephen Curry not make the playoffs twice, back to back.
All right.
So it's just kind of like that's just the truth. And even before that, I was saying things like, "Yo, like Steph, as great as he is, arguably, if not but one of the greatest point guards in the history of the game." Of course, you got Magic Johnson, but other than that, it's probably Stephen Curry. Even though some people like he's a hybrid guard, this and that, he's not really a point guard. Whatever. I'm not getting into that today. It's truth in both aspects of people that say that and don't say that. But yeah, I would definitely say that Stephen Curry. Be
careful what you get ready to say next, because I know you mentioned the whole him not making the playoffs.
He's a situational superstar, and that's just what it is. I hate to say it's not, and people think that's a knock. That's not a knock. I've been saying this for years. He's a situational superstar. Some guys are better when everything is right and they got the right teammates, they got the right pieces, and they could just take the ceiling off the damn roof. You know what I'm saying? That's Stephen Curry. Like Stephen Curry's the greatest, like one of the greatest showmen when things are going right. But when things aren't going right, he's not necessarily a guy like a LeBron James or like a Damian Lillard or like a James Harden. Guys that can play with any type of player, be in any situation, and still going to have some form of success, whether that's just reaching to the playoffs, reaching the Western Conference Finals, even reaching the finals. That's just a fact, bro.
I mean, I can't fully agree with that, because I mean, it's still Steph we're talking about here. Like, I don't think you can be a situational superstar. Again, going back to the 2 MVP situation, I get it. That still requires pieces around you, right, to still help you, succeed on the basketball court. But at the same time, I mean, you're not just about to walk around with, especially one of them being unanimous MVPs, and just be like, all right, it had a lot or completely to do with the teammates that he had.
He had one of the them Golden State Warriors teams. That's why I get people talk about this whole James Harden situation, and when they played those Golden State Warriors teams were special. Like, it's people starting to kind of not understand how special those teams were. Then they added Kevin Durant to the equation as well. But let me tell you something. I don't think when Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City Thunder and went to Golden State Warriors, and we saw one of the greatest MVP seasons ever in history with Russell Westbrook, with guys that floor spacing wasn't that great, Steven Adams clogging up the paint, all these guys. He had a lot of guys. Jeremy Grant wasn't the Jeremy Grant that we see right now. I don't know if Stephen Curry could have took that team to the playoffs like Russell Westbrook did. And that just goes to show you that, like, when Steph is at his best, he's at his best when everything is going right, compared to other guys like Russell Westbrook, James Harden, LeBron James, who can take a team that's not the best and still get them to a level that's, I don't believe Stephen Curry could get them to that level.
I mean, if that's the case, I'll play devil's advocate, and I love Russ. I think everyone on the show knows that. Favorite player in the league. But if you want to make that case, let's flip it. Do you think Russ could have brought those Warriors teams to the finals and won? Like, so the idea of, like, all right, if Steph was somewhere else, he probably couldn't have won. You know, does that mean that if you put another player in his place, they definitely would have won? And I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think a lot of it did have to do with system. And I mean, him playing with Klay, you know, it had, you know, the best shooting backcourt ever. Anytime you got top two of the, you know, the five greatest shooters
Draymond Green,
ever.
Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala.
Right.
You know, Andre Iguodala was them early Warrior years.
Yeah,
like, he was still a problem.
yeah.
Like, it's not defending as well. He got a Finals MVP. Whether you think Steph should have won or not, like I do, I think Steph should have won, but he didn't. So it's just kind of like, that's just the case. So
you think that hurts him though? That not having that Finals MVP, you think that hurts him?
I don't think it. No, not his all time greatness, but you got people that's going to sit up and say like, "Yo, he don't have a Finals MVP," and that's just the fact of reality. Just like people talk about, you know, Russell Westbrook doesn't have a championship, Carmelo Anthony doesn't have a championship. Like, you right here, man, you know, championships. So it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, that's, you know, I don't really look at it that way, but it's people that do. It's people that's gonna crack them jokes. It's people that's gonna say them things. That's why when we saw last time he played healthy in the finals with Kevin Durant, that's why we saw him and Kevin Durant going mano a mano. Steph Curry was trying to get that Finals MVP, and you know, Kevin Durant still got it.
There's a lot of moments in NBA history that I feel like people haven't really got to cherish enough. Like with social media,
that was one.
Yeah. We tend to like take things for granted and just get used to, you know, greatness. I think that's one of them. Seeing Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant be teammates.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is up there, as well as LeBron James, playing in 8 straight NBA Finals. To me, that's probably like the number one thing. Like that's number one, and then there's a huge gap between everything else. You see one dude go from team to team and just dominate an entire conference.
No matter what type of team he had either.
There are 15 teams in a conference with only one LeBron James. Yeah. That means wherever he went, like, all right, cool.
Special.
I'm gonna win here.
But he's a guy that he's a any situation type of superstar though.
Okay, so how many situation superstars are there?
James Harden, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James.
No. Situational superstars, right?
Oh, situational superstars.
Yeah. So you're saying Steph.
Before the season, I would have said Giannis. And then to be honest, I can really still say Giannis a little bit, because as great as Giannis was, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton deserves a lot of credit. I was telling people they got a legit big three, and people was like, no, Chris Middleton is one of the best closers in the NBA. Drew Holiday is one of the best defenders, top 3 perimeter defender in the game. So it's just kind of like you had to you had to get shooters around the system. You had to have a right system to pair with Giannis Antetokounmpo for him to maximize his full self. But I would say you can say he's a situational superstar, but you also can say he's any situation superstar in a way because of certain things and certain. I would say Giannis is any situational superstar still.
He's Okay. He's
a situational superstar.
He still is. All right. One thing let me say about that big three, right? People might have laughed at it or whatnot, because when I hear big three, I don't just think of the team's best 3 players. I hear of like 3 guys on that team are capable of being Hall of Famers. And that's not a knock to Chris or Drew, but when you think of the all-time greats big 3, Miami Heat, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Golden State Warriors, I'm
Klay
forgetting.
Thompson, Steph Curry.
Oklahoma City Thunder, like those teams, the Brooklyn Nets, right? The Celtics, those three, right? Whichever roster you decide to go with, were for sure guaranteed Hall of Famers. And again, that's not a knock towards Chris or Drew. I think both of them have plenty of time left in their career, but like, there's levels to how we approach big threes.
Of course, we're levels of big three, but for like being in the Eastern Conference, it's kind of like they, after the Brooklyn Nets, they had the second best big three in the conference, bro. And even if you look at some of these other teams that right now, because the league is back to trios, you look at the Miami Heat, you look at the Chicago Bulls, you look at the Philadelphia Sixers, the second best trio is still, to me, even with all those acquisitions, is still Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So it's just, that is a big three. And people may not want to give them credit because they're not this to Hall of Fame players and stuff like that, like you said. But it's just like, if you're looking at the overall picture, that is a big three. Just like if you look at the overall picture, Giannis and Chris Middleton before Drew Holiday came to fold was still one of the best duos in the league, a top 5 duo in the league before all that stuff happened with Drew Holiday and then James Harden going to Brooklyn and stuff like that.
Yeah, so all right. So going off that, talk about Milwaukee and their quote-unquote big three. Would you say that the Bucks, the reigning champs, are the team to beat this year?
No, I can get, just come on.
No, for real. See, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. No, I'm so glad you had that way.
How crazy is that?
Because again, I'm not saying that
we know what's in New York.
That's so crazy, bro.
We know what's in New York. Why
that's
are we?
So crazy. I'm not even mad at you for saying no, but the fact that you can say come on, that's so crazy. It has to suck to be a fan of the Milwaukee Bucks, bro. You just won the chip. Didn't really lose anyone. And folks are saying like, come on, man. What I look like saying they're the favorite? That's nuts. That is nuts. What else do you have to do? My goodness. I mean, like I said, I get it. I understand that a healthy Laker team and a healthy Brooklyn team, completely understand that. But at the same time, you reacting like saying, come on. Like, how dare you say the reigning champs are the team to beat? Come on, bro. Have some respect. Please. I would even settle for you saying, you know what, I don't have them winning. All right, cool. I'm not going to sit here and say that a team with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving shouldn't be chosen. But to say, come on, let's settle down.
All I'm saying is like the Milwaukee Bucks did what they were supposed to do this past season.
Oh my goodness, that take is so horrible.
They did what they were supposed to do. They took advantage of the situations that came into fold. And they did what they were supposed to do. And shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. And they got a championship. And Giannis is stamped. But to say coming into this season when everybody's healthy, when you got that three-headed monster in New York, it's serious. It's serious, Theus. I'll tell you understand.
I'll tell you why you should. I'll tell you why people should have or should give them a chance. You wanna know why? It's because they've done it. Right, like we've seen obviously, you know, like the big three in Brooklyn play together, so we still know obviously they're talented and can play well together. But we haven't seen them reach the Eastern Conference Finals. We have not seen them make it to the finals, and we have not seen them. Well, I know, but we have not seen them win the finals. So I'm not saying that they're not going to. I'm not saying that you should not choose them. But at the end of the day, we have a team who has actually done it. So we got to at least take away the come on, bro. Come on, man.
They got the 3 best isolation scorers in the league that can all play off ball at times. They got guys that could get to the they got guys that's averaging 85% at the free throw line as superstars. They got Kevin Durant, arguably the best player, if not the best player in the world. They got James Harden, who's playing the point guard position that people are going to probably say that, James Harden's the best point guard in the league. So, and then they got Kyrie Irving, where people would say, like, if he's playing a 2 guard, people can say, well, Kyrie Irving probably the best 2 guard in the league. Depending on if you like count those positions. I still consider
he better than Bradley Beal
and point guard and stuff like that. Who? Kyrie Irving?
Yeah.
I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that.
This guy loves doing that shit.
I got something in the end. I got something in the end for a Bradley Beal segment, so I'm not going to touch that now. That's the only reason I'm not touching that, because I got something in the end for Bradley Beal.
My fault. I probably ruined your train of thought. My bad.
No. Brooklyn's special. Brooklyn's special. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
special.
I'm not saying they're not special, right? I'm not going to be one of those people who are like, they have to figure it out. It's not even that. It's more of, one, we've seen what happens when we have such high expectation for teams, and then that shit does not pan out.
All I know,
not saying that's going to happen, but
that's not when they were healthy. All I know is Kevin Durant, big toe was on the line, and they still almost knocked off the Bucks. So sorry if I'm like no about the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm sorry if this. I'm like no. That's just what it is. What it is. I saw James Hart hobbling on one leg, hamstring falling off his bone, and they still almost beat the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Theus. Like I'm sorry. Like I gave the Bucks credit. They deserve it. They took it. They took advantage of the situation that came to fold. Shout outs to them. Giannis is stamped. But I'll be a damn fool if I sat here and told you that a healthy Brooklyn Nets team and a healthy Lakers team and even a healthy probably Denver Nuggets team I probably would take over the Milwaukee Bucks this upcoming season if they were fully healthy. Or the Clippers. Like, it's a lot of teams I would pick over the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay,
fully
well,
healthy.
We can take out Denver and the Clippers. They're not healthy right now.
That's fine. But also you was talking about situational superstar. I said Stephen Curry. I said Giannis. It's crazy because I didn't talk about this so much. Another guy we just talked about the Clippers, they weren't healthy. I would say the same thing about Kawhi Leonard, and that may shock a lot of people.
Can you say the full statement, please? Say the full statement.
I would say Kawhi Leonard is a situational superstar. And the reason why I would say Kawhi Leonard is a situational superstar because the Clippers have not won a championship this year, last year or the year before or whatever. They came with a lot of expectations. Kawhi had the key dangling on his car. We've seen the commercials like he's the king of LA and stuff like that. But at the same time, when Kawhi Leonard has been at his best self, it's with the San Antonio Spurs, a system around him, and then you just drop Kawhi, got the big three trio. Also, then you had the Toronto Raptors, who they were just missing that one piece, which was Kawhi, but they still had defensive studs. They still had Kyle Lowry. They was like the number one seed in the Eastern Conference for years and years. So it's just kind of like Kawhi Leonard, when he's at his best, is when he has a team and a roster already complete, and then you just drop him in. When you're trying to build like this, like he tried to play the LeBron game and go to the Clippers and try to like build this roster around him and stuff like that, it just ain't working. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's at his best when he's in a system or with a team that has a lot of structure, and that's when you see Kawhi Leonard produce in the past. So I can say that about Kawhi Leonard as well.
Yeah, but all right. But my thing is, when you said the Raptors were just like a piece away, and then they added Kawhi Leonard. If that's the case, you know what I mean? Right. But I'm saying, though, if that's the case, though, do you know how many teams are one piece away? But if they added Kawhi Leonard,
they couldn't get over LeBron, bro. The Raptors, people forget how good the Raptors were. They just couldn't get over LeBron, like everybody else in the East. If LeBron went to the Lakers if LeBron went to the Lakers and they would have kept DeMar DeRozan, they probably would have went to the finals, bro. With DeMar DeRozan. If
LeBron would have went to the Lakers,
like he went to the Lakers, and then Kawhi didn't go to the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, you're saying if it was Kyle and DeMar on those Raptors teams, they would have beat the Bucks?
Yeah, of course. The Bucks would. Of course. Okay. During those years,
okay.
The Bucks would.
Who's stopping Giannis? Who was stopping Giannis?
What was it? 3 years ago?
Okay.
What was that? 2000. That was 2018, 2019.
All right. So ultimately, that means you're taking Kawhi Leonard off that Raptors team, and now it is DeMar DeRozan. Who is stopping Giannis?
They had a
silence.
Team.
Exactly.
They had a team.
Exactly.
They had a team defensive concept. It wasn't just Kawhi Leonard guard. People think it was just Kawhi. Go look at the
it was a mixture. Yeah, it was a mixture. It was a mixture.
They had trees. They had a great defensive team. So of course they would have took a dip defensively, but at the same time, it's just kind of like Giannis wasn't this Giannis that we seen this past year. Like that's 2 years removed. Like, come on now.
I'm okay. The most recent series, right? Again, now obviously this year because obviously Kawhi wasn't with them, but even still, the Bucks versus Raptors series, I really don't think. and look, you're saying that the Raptors would have taken.
I don't even know what was the Bucks seed in that year. Were they 2000? That was 2019.
Did the Raptors have a better seed than Milwaukee? Either way. You're saying the Raptors would have taken a dip defensively. Like, it's not Kawhi Leonard. That's a huge dip. What the hell? That's a huge dip.
They would have took a dip defensively, of course, but they were still the number one seed for like 3 years straight. Like, why are we acting like the Raptors?
And then they ran into
the Raptors
LeBron.
just sucked. Like It's the same thing we say about James Harden. James Harden ran into the Warriors. The Raptors ran into LeBron.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
But then they would have ran into Giannis. And I'm not saying that Giannis was on LeBron level.
He's not. He wasn't then. He's still not. But at the same time,
this guy gets so sensitive hearing the words Giannis and LeBron in the same sentence.
At the same time, like he's improved his skill set. He does things a little bit better these past 2 years that he was doing in 2019. Like he's improved his skill set. He has a little. He's gotten better. Like people go underestimate. Like Giannis has gotten better, prior to his first MVP. But no, I still think the Raptors would have probably went to the finals.
I don't know about that.
All right.
I mean, hey, look, we've seen never mind. Let me not throw shade. I'll say it anyway. I don't give a shit. We've seen number one seeds in the Eastern Conference not do what they're supposed to do in the playoffs. We've seen it happen. So to just randomly say, they definitely would have made the finals.
You're underestimating LeBron in the East. He was
not at all. And that's what I'm saying. So, and I'll just say it right. The Sixers this year failed. They just didn't perform to where they should have. The Raptors, as you mentioned, they just ran to LeBron James. So I'm not saying that they failed. I'm not saying that they just underperformed. You run to LeBron. I don't give a damn what your seed is. Good luck. But I mean, the play. I don't know. I just can't fully get on board with they definitely would beat Giannis and the Bucks.
That's still fine. That's fine. Even if you think Giannis would have beat him or whatever. The truth of the matter is Kawhi still is a situational superstar until he shows that he can win with a team that he's kind of built around his strengths. We've seen Giannis with the Raptors, great system, great defense, drop Kawhi Leonard, he was successful. We've seen him with the San Antonio Spurs, great system, Hall of Fame coach, great trio of Hall of Famers, drop Kawhi Leonard in. Now with the Clippers, he's having a chance to build his own team and kind of be, this GM, methodical GM, and do what he want to do. And they giving him all this, he has a lot of perks, a lot of benefits because he's Kawhi Leonard. He's the guy. Like Kawhi is a top 5 player when he's healthy. But you got to show you can win a championship doing all those things. You want to be like LeBron, you want to be like KD, show us. Like go win a championship doing it that way because I haven't seen it. My eyes haven't seen it. So that's why I'm saying I can say that. Just like I say the same thing about Steph Curry. Just like I say the same thing about, that's why I can say even Giannis is a toss-up because Giannis, he didn't win a championship kind of like, they built around Giannis' strengths. So I haven't really necessarily seen him without a team around his strengths. But still though, he's more so any situation type of superstar than probably the Kawhi Leonard in a way. So he's
homegrown though.
Yeah, he is homegrown. So that plays a factor. So that's what I'm saying. I would say Stephen Curry. I would say Kawhi Leonard. I would say Giannis. And Giannis is a toss-up, but Stephen Curry and Kawhi Leonard, I would definitely say those are situational superstars. They're not any situation superstars. And the list probably and I can't think of it right now off the top of the dome, but like the list is probably a couple other guys, other superstars that I'm not thinking about right now that I can really fit in that mold.
All right. Because I'm just trying to think of like a random NBA team that you just drop one of these players in and just ask, would they thrive / would the team thrive? If Stephen Curry was a member of the New Orleans Pelicans, would they be a top 5 seed in the Western Conference? I was going to say would they be a playoff team, but
they should. They should be. They should. They should. Stephen Curry, to be honest, it was no reason to me. I know Stephen Curry got hurt. There was no reason why the Memphis Grizzlies went to the playoffs, and the Memphis Grizzlies, they was fighting with the Memphis Grizzlies in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying.
You wanted him at the table, Ahmad. I have not forgotten, bro.
Who?
Steph.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a great argument.
Y'all wanted him at the table, and I love Steph.
But Giannis too, though, bro. You can't.
No, I'm not gonna work backwards. My bad.
You can't. No, you're not work backwards because we ain't gonna start that nonsense. Because you getting a little bit too I'm just talking some real. So talking about stuff like that, situations and stuff like that, but we're not gonna get too disrespectful because at the table is not necessarily talking about leading a franchise. That's more so talking about best player in the world type, just individually, skill for skill, talent for talent. Then you add the rest on. That's not what we're doing.
So okay, so fine. So even going back to the Steph to the Pelicans or any team that didn't make the playoffs, whatever. Do you feel that players of players like Steph and Giannis, if they did go to teams like this, right, where the winning culture isn't already established, things might change. That's tough, bro.
No. I don't think you drop Giannis on Orlando Magic. Nothing. He's fighting for his life.
That's crazy because I definitely had the Magic in my mind too. That sucks. But I get it. Agendas. No, you don't think they'll at least make the playoffs?
You drop Giannis on the Washington Wizards. They fighting for his life.
Don't do that. Is Bradley Beal still playing?
With Bradley Beal, he's fighting for his life.
What are you talking about?
He's fighting for his life.
Giannis and Bradley Beal? And you're not even saying like in a trade, but like...
No, he's fighting for his life.
If Giannis is on the Wizards with Bradley Beal, they are a top one. Top three. Top three seed in the Eastern Conference. What?
I don't think so.
Okay, so watch this.
Who is
better, Chris Middleton or Bradley Beal?
Not with that team. Yes, Bradley Beal is better than Chris Middleton, but I'm talking about team oriented. Like I'm talking last year, they had guys playing high minutes. I'm talking about last year's roster. I'm not more so than this year's
Washington
roster.
or Milwaukee?
Last year?
Now I'm saying, are you getting ready to talk about Washington or Milwaukee?
I'm talking about Washington's last year's roster with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. Them guys were on there. That's what I'm saying. Like.
I know.
Giannis will be an upgrade over Russell Westbrook because he's bigger, he's tall. He does the same thing as Russell Westbrook pretty much, just more freak of nature and taller in his prime. So that's what I'm saying. They probably be, instead of an AC, maybe 5'6". Bro, I don't think that's no.
Okay, so a couple of things about what you just said. Remember you mentioned the Russ thing? I'm talking about right now. So with that trade, they would still have the guys that they got back in return, led by Giannis and Bradley Beal. So if you think they would be a 5th seed, right? Name 4 teams that you feel.
Okay, you want me to name them?
Name 4. Name them.
Yeah, you want me to name them?
Name 4 teams that would be better than the Washington Wizards if they had Giannis Antetokounmpo on their team. Name 4, please.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Okay.
Is one of them.
Okay.
The Miami Heat is another one of them. The Miami Heat is another one. Bro, you can say what you want. They're stamped. Like they got defensive guys that can guard all those guys. You take away, and what you're doing, if you're forgetting, as great as Bradley Beal is, he's not the defender Chris Middleton is. He's not the defender Drew Holiday is. So it's just like, yeah, offensively, the duo will work, but like Bradley Beal's not giving you that two-way ability like Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. So it's just kind of like you're taking away a big three away and letting Giannis and Bradley Beal become a dynamic duo. I mean, hey, the Philadelphia Sixers, I would probably get an edge to over the Washington Wizards. So that's 3. Let's say number 4, I'll probably throw in the Atlanta Hawks. Because team-wise, even though the Milwaukee Bucks with Washington, even Giannis with Bradley Beal and Washington, better duo, like we always say, team matters. So that's 4 teams right there that I probably would take over those 2.
Okay, well, I would give you 1. And that's Brooklyn. I mean, the 3-headed monster. That's why I said I knew you were going to say them first, which again I completely agree with and understand. Duh, you got. My thing is though, when you talk about Bradley Beal and defense, 2 things I would say to address that. 1, fortunately for him, a defensive player of the year would be joining him, so that's obviously a good thing.
He's not guarding. He's not guarding.
Right. I'm not saying that he
don't get it twisted. Like don't let these awards fool you.
I'm just saying defensively though, if you added a Giannis to that team, something tells me their defense would step up.
Help side is an anchor, but you know what? Giannis benefits for having a great team defense around him. Like let's be real. Because
absolutely.
You put Giannis on that Washington Wizards team alone and say, Giannis, you're the defensive player of the year. It gets real scary without Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday. And that's just a fact. And if you watching basketball this, I'm telling you, it gets scary.
Okay. And also too, you mentioned Bradley's defense, right? Now watch this. How many scorers, how many like 30-point scorers are there in the league? Like,
I'm not
elite defenders.
I'm not shitting on Bradley Beal's defense. All I'm saying is like you're undervaluing Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday and their two-way ability, especially when we talk about defense in the half-court system and taking some of that stress and pressure off of Giannis Antetokounmpo, because Giannis Antetokounmpo, as great as a help side defender and rim protector he is, he ain't guarding this, and you need players that can guard. And if Bradley Beal is cooking and he ain't guarding, and you got Giannis who ain't guarding, who the hell is guarding in the playoffs? That's all I'm saying. So that's why I got teams like Miami,
first of all, I never said
guard.
I never said that either would like hold like KD to like 20 points. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, if
It's
you
not
add
about that. I'm just saying. I'm talking about team concept and team defense in the playoffs. That matters. And the Boston Celtics will be better than them with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart. I'll take them over. I'll take that trio over Giannis and Bradley Beal, bro.
Oh my goodness gracious, bro. Oh my god,
That's just true.
I mean, hey, like I said, at this point, it's just an opinion. Obviously, you play the if game all day.
Nah, I'm just saying that's true.
No,
you talking about
just,
defense and this and all
if you
that,
add Giannis to the Wizards, especially, bro, if you're saying no one else is leaving, you keep that roster and just add
last
Giannis.
Last year's roster,
man.
Last year's roster was trash, Theus. What are you talking about?
It's not the same, though. Why are you talking about last year's roster?
Oh, you're talking about this year's roster with Spencer Dinwiddie and Kyle Kuzma?
Honestly, keep it stacked either way. Keep it stacked either way. Like, literally whichever one.
That's not
It doesn't
true.
matter. I was talking about this year's roster, but even if you want to put last year, you put Giannis, Russ, and Bradley Beal, either way, they're a top 4 seed in the East. If you put Giannis, Beal, and the rest of that roster now, they're a top 4 seed in the East.
That team nasty because they have no, even you put Giannis on this team with the Washington Wizards, they have no shooting other than Bradley Beal. That team is nasty, Theus.
You know, I was thinking that if you add, if you put Giannis and Russ on the court together as teammates, it might get scary. It'll be a whole lot of aggression. It'll be a whole lot of
it's nasty.
intensity, but it wouldn't be a lot of threes.
I want to change gears real quick before we get into the cap or no cap. I want to change gears. I want to ask you this. I need 5 young players who you shouldn't sleep on this season. Not your typical young players that we talk about.
So I won't even mention.
Don't mention the core 5.
Right.
I want 5 young players that average fans may not know, know, or forgotten about. So may know, may not know, or forgotten about. 5.
I'm going to say De'Aaron Fox. And I just want him to be on national. I just want the Kings to be on national television. Just so people can actually see. He's in one of those situations where, because people aren't paying attention to him, people just kind of forget about. Are you deep sign? What's the issue?
No, I'm saying that's right. Good.
So Fox,
that's your only one guy that most people know I want on this list.
Oh yeah, I mean all I said was one. Okay, you told me that.
I'm just making sure.
I got you. One is, I got you. One is De'Aaron Fox. 2, I'm gonna say. Let me think of teams. I don't want to pick a rookie. They're still kind of hyped. Everyone knows about them.
Not all rookies though.
Oh, you talking about like a sleeper pick rookie?
I mean, you can pick a rookie if you want. This is your list.
No. I got you. This is
your list.
All right, one is Spider, and I want to pick, guys that are on bad teams because then it's like, all right, there's a reason why they're trash. This gonna be a weird one, but I'm gonna say John Collins.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that because right now a lot of people feel that the Hawks got there because of Trae Young. Now, obviously, All-Star, he was their best player, duh. But John's a bad man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a very good basketball player, and I think what they're building in Atlanta, if they want to continue to be successful, he has to be a vital piece to that. Yeah. Shout out to him, got the contract.
Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire 2.0 down in Atlanta.
All right. You can run with that, Jen, if you want. I'm not mad at it. All right, so we got De'Aaron, we got John. I'll give you 3 more. Because I'm trying to think of teams too. You know what? I'm gonna say Zion. I'm gonna say Zion.
That's a household name. But go ahead.
Right? No. I'm gonna tell you why I say Zion because right now he's the one that hasn't made the playoffs, nor is he the one that is talked about in that top 5 that we mention all the time because of playoff success. So I'm wondering, is this the year that he does it? Is this the year that he really lets people know that all right, everyone knows I'm good, everyone knows I can score, but does everyone know that I can also win? Because at some point, again, the same thing we talk about Luka getting out in that first round, do we start to look at Zion and say, all right, let's get some dubs. Let's get some dubs. All right, so we got De'Aaron, John Collins, Zion Williamson. I need to give you 2 more.
Give me 2 guys that everybody knows, but now
what you mean?
Zion, De'Aaron Fox.
All right. So please make sure you have your list ready, please. All right, I'm gonna give you another one. Kobe White. The reason why I say that.
Finally, some like
okay. For the record though, my first 3 guys, I've given you reason though. It ain't like I just said
that's fine. I like the reason. I like the reason.
Exactly. I give reasons.
You did.
All right. So I'm gonna say Kobe White because right now, obviously, the Bulls have one of the most fantastic off seasons, right? With the additions of DeMar. They still got Zach. They signed Lonzo. They still got Vucevic, right?
What's going to happen to Kobe White? Yeah, $6 million.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And then you got Caruso, all that. But then people aren't talking about the bench production that Kobe White might be able to provide, right?
Yeah.
Could he possibly be in the running for Sixth Man of the Year?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Again, obviously they're top heavy when it comes to guards and things like that. But if Kobe White could take that next step, look out, right?
Okay. All
right, so I got you 4. I got Kobe White, Zion, De'Aaron Fox, John Collins. I'm gonna give you 5. All right, one more. All right, man. Orlando's crowded. Boston, I'm good. Miami, I'm Gucci. No need to say Tyler Hero.
Ooh, that's disrespectful.
No, I'm saying no need. I'm saying no need because people,
say your boy.
In the bubble.
Say your boy. You want to say him? Say your boy. You've been talk about somebody on the Wizards. Say your boy. Say your boy because you've been high on him. Say your boy.
No, I'm not gonna say anybody on the Wizards. I'm not gonna say anybody on the Wizards.
Say your boy.
I want this one to be special. I want this. Ooh, no. Hang on, because I want the 5th one to be for me like a solid stamped one. All right. No. It's tough. I'm trying to think of teams too. Ooh, do I say this one? Okay. All right. This is gonna be my 5th one. Hold on, hang on, my fault. I'm trying to think of this.
He pump faking.
No, I'm not pump faking, bro. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing nobody in no teams. Cause you play this. You gonna say your 5, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say my 5.
All right, bet. I got one for you. You ready?
Go ahead.
DeJounte Murray.
Who?
Now, DeJounte Murray. Now
for the Spurs.
Yes, sir.
He was on my list. He was on my list. He was on my list. You can run with him. Go ahead.
All right, man. So now we're entering a time with the Spurs, right? For I think a very it's the first time in a long time where they do not have a common star or popular star or superstar, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go down their history, even dating back to Dave Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu, even recently with Kawhi, DeMar. But to me, right, can DeJounte Murray take that next step?
Yeah.
Can he be the guy that people say, you know what? What have I been missing? Right? Because again, for the most part, San Antonio Spurs basketball hasn't always been the most exciting basketball to watch, right? Again, obviously we like team ball and all that, but but can he be the guy that says, you know what? This organization might have lost some Hall of Famers, but we're gonna be all right. I got y'all. Don't worry. So that's my 5. I'm cool with my 5. I'm gonna say me. All right. I'm gonna say me. All right. De'Aaron Fox, John Collins, Zion Williamson, Kobe White, and DeJounte Murray. I'm cool with my 5. And what was the question again? So everybody make sure know I'm not
5 young players you shouldn't sleep on this season.
Okay.
Those are all 5 young players. All those guys are 25 or younger. So that's a great list. That's a really great list. Do I get to add Javonte Murray? Because
you can. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Javonte Murray is special. He averaged like 15, 7, and 5 this year, and people don't know that about the San Antonio. So to me, he's like a modern day version of Rajon Rondo with perimeter defense. Insane. Like he needs to improve on his shooting and his touch, and his shot is a little iffy at times. But like if he gets a jump shot, it's scary. People gonna find out real quick how great he is. So Javonte Murray is number 1. I need 4 more.
I don't know if this list was already made.
No.
Okay.
I'm thinking I need 4 more. You picked De'Aaron Fox, and so I gotta get somebody that people kind of know. People kind of know him, but they kind of have been sleeping on him because he's had a lot of injuries, and that he had a brief stint with the Golden State Warriors. D'Angelo Russell, one of the most pure players, pure hoopers for his passive vision and shooting. People are sleeping on D'Angelo Russell and how great he is. This is a guy that led the Brooklyn Nets to a playoffs as a number 1 option. So it's just kind of like, don't forget how talented this man is. And with Minnesota, a lot of excitement. You got Karl-Anthony Towns, you got Anthony Edwards. Can D'Angelo Russell return to that all-star caliber form with the Brooklyn Nets like he was with the Minnesota Timberwolves? He's a special player, pure hooper. Let's see. That's 2. I got D'Angelo Russell, I got Javonte Murray. You dissed my boy in Miami. I'm not gonna say his name.
If for the record, it wasn't, it's just more of
no.
Like he was on the map in the bubble. That's all it was. It was
that's
like
true.
That's
true. I gotta give somebody from Atlanta, because you know how I feel about the Atlanta Hawks. Cam Reddish.
I knew it.
It's Cam time. I think it's Cam. I think you're gonna see him being that number one option on Atlanta's bench. Him being able to just give him the ball, let him go to work. I think he got a lot of confidence playing against the Milwaukee Bucks in that series, where people got to get brief little moments of how talented this man is. To me, I would say in the 2019 draft, him and Kevin Porter Jr. were the most talented players in the 2019 NBA draft. And another guy, Kevin Porter Jr. I think Kevin Porter Jr., we just had a Houston Rockets podcast last week, but he's another guy, franchise caliber player, can be a superstar someday in this league. I feel like he's very special. Play style reminds me of James Harden. So we got Kevin Porter Jr., we got Cam Reddish, we got Devontae Murray, we got D'Angelo Russell. Oh, my list is fire.
That's four. That's only four, right?
I know that's four. That's four. I think of one more. RJ Hampton, Orlando Magic. I think he's the most talented player on their roster. Even though they got Suggs, they got Fultz, they're guard heavy. I think RJ Hampton is special. I think he's uber athletic, 6'5", goes at 0 to 100 real quick, like Drake say. Shout out Drake. And super athletic. And he can be a above average defender if he puts his mind to it, I believe, with his size and his strength and his quickness. That's my 5.
Okay, I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna take off DeJounte Murray though on mine, just because you said him. I don't want to,
Okay.
I'm gonna make a change. So mine, you said RJ Hampton. I'm going RJ Barrett.
Okay.
As we enter in, another season for him, right? Obviously, everyone has talked so often about John Morant and Zion Williamson.
Mm-hmm.
And folks are forgetting that RJ is still young and has plenty of potential. And now when you add an all-star caliber guard with Kemba Walker, that just is even more of a reason why I have even more confidence in RJ. They've been working together hand in hand and all that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to another big jump for RJ. So I think we both got some solid 5s though.
D'Angelo Russell, RJ Hampton, Devontae Murray, Kevin Porter Jr., Cam Reddish. You had De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox,
Zion Williamson, RJ
John
Barrett,
Collins. Yeah,
John Collins.
RJ Barrett and Kobe White.
That's a solid. These 5 young players you shouldn't sleep on this upcoming season. That's a fire. Those are 2 fire lists because it gives, even though you got Zion, who's a household name, the reason why you backed it up makes a lot of sense. Now, if we put a list out on Slam, they probably don't understand that. But
right.
Of course, so. But still though, Zion Williamson, this a guy had a lot of expectations, a lot of hype. Can he stay healthy to play a full season? That's a big question mark. It's people that Zion was averaging 24 and 60% for the field.
Yeah, and that's why I said my explanation had nothing to do with his on-court performance. Yeah, right. Yeah. I know statistically he's going to be up there. That's not the issue. But can you win? Right? Can you put yourself in that different category now where we say, all right, you really, really belong with this group of guys because you're now winning basketball games.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing in terms of because again, number 1 overall pick. Feel that same way about damn near all of them. You're supposed to produce. You're supposed to, score and do all this stuff. But start winning some games.
We gotta let them get their stats. I keep telling you, let these young players have fun. So
no, and again, like I said, that would be acceptable if your counterparts were doing the same thing. If all these dudes were only getting stats, hey, rock out.
I think it's crazy.
2K numbers.
It's
but
crazy.
They winning.
It's crazy because I don't think the Pelicans are winning. I think they got worse. I don't think people losing Lonzo. I think they let Lonzo Ball walk for free because they drafted a point guard in the first round, Carl Lewis, and then they got Devontae Graham. I think they got worse, bro. I don't see them winning in a minute, to be honest.
I mean, there's a lot of losers in the NBA free agency. I wouldn't say the Pelicans were the top ones, though. I wouldn't say they were the.
But also like the whole Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. It's who's gonna be that number 1 option?
That low-key could have been a name. I low-key could, if you really wanted to take it, I low-key could have said both of them. But I want to spread the wealth.
They both been all-stars, so yeah.
Right, yeah. That's why I was like, all right, let me.
I only got 1 all-star on my list. My list is a real sleeper.
I got. Oh,
You already got one.
Take
You
it. I got one too. I got one too.
You got one. You got one too. As I was.
Oh damn, that really should have been the rule. Then take a All-Star off. Wait, who is your All-Star?
D'Angelo Russell went to All-Star game.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, no, yeah, I know. I'm just trying to make sure.
Yeah.
I remember who it was. Yeah, I like your list though. Yeah,
let's get into it. Let's get into this last segment. Cap or no cap? Here we go. Let's jump right into it.
Talk to me.
Since we was talking about Bradley Beal, St. Louis, stand up, STL 314. We talk about Steph Curry. Cap or no cap? The Golden State Warriors should trade Klay Thompson for Bradley Beal.
Cap. and I know. Wait. First things first. Off rip. You mentioned before, defensively. Now, it's tough to say this just because of the timing and obviously Klay's injury. And no one, at least outside of the Warriors facility, knows how Klay will return. Mm-hmm. But the reason why those Warriors dynasties were able to perform so well, part of it is because of Klay's defense. That's true. We talk about their offensive ability as a shooting backcourt. We know that. We know Game 6 Klay. We know what Steph can do when he starts hitting shots from the logo and all of that. But Klay's ability to defend point guard, especially in that Western Conference, bro, should not be slept on. And this isn't even me saying that Klay is better than Brad or vice versa. But off rip, the first thing I thought of was, bro, defensively. Both guys can score, but one of them, somebody in your backcourt got to be able to guard the best, got to guard Damian Lillard. Somebody has to. For 40 minutes in a playoff matchup, someone has to guard that man. And I would rather it be Klay than Bradley Beal. Scoring, wouldn't be a tough task for either of them. Look, that's a good one though. That's a
good one. You said Cap.
But again, just because of defensively, all right. If you get ready to tell me something about how Brad is an elite scorer, trust me, I'm fully aware.
Yeah.
But
I know we talked about Brad's defense, but Brad is when he's a capable defender. He's a solid defender. It's not like people. We were talking about Brad's defense compared to Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, but these are some of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. But Brad is when he puts his mind to it and he's in a winning situation. When he first came into the league playing with the Wizards with John Wall and they were winning and having success, he was playing defense. He wasn't this what tends to happen is just when you have so much responsibility offensively. Defense is 90% effort. You ain't going I'm dropping 50 for my life just to give us a chance to win. Just to give us a chance to win. It's damn, y'all want me to play defense too? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
I
experienced y'all want to play defense too.
I experienced that in college, bro. When you're the best number one option scorer, and then your coach talking about defense, I'm like, damn, I'm scoring all the points. You expect me to play defense? I'm scoring all the points. Play defense? You talking about my defense? And we in the game because I'm scoring. That's the most important aspect in hoop. Score the ball, put the ball in the damn hoop. So I understand it. But for Bradley Beal and Klay Thompson, you'll be a damn fool to not trade Klay Thompson for Bradley Beal. Y'all be a damn fool. I love Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is phenomenal. He's fit the Golden State Warriors, system and team throughout the years. But the better player has always been Bradley Beal in my eyes. Pre-injury, that's always been my opinion because one guy can just do more on the basketball court. And one guy can do more, which can take some of the pressure off your number one scoring option. And that's Bradley Beal. So coming off Achilles injury and an ACL injury, the Golden State Warriors would be insane if Bradley Beal was on the table and the Washington would just say, you know what? We're listening to calls about Bradley Beal. We want Klay Thompson, though. You shake Klay Thompson's hand. You thank him for everything he's been to that Golden State Warriors organization, and you get 314 out there. You get 314 out there in the Golden Bay Arena, whatever it's called, what's the Golden Gate Bridge, whatever that shit is in San Francisco. You get him out there, and you pair him next to Steph Curry, and you build a team defensively around those two players, and you go to work because Klay Thompson ain't guarding like he's guarding guarding in the pass anymore. It's a wrap for that. So if you think of Klay Thompson coming off an ACL injury and Achilles injury, you think he guarding Damian Lillard, John Morant, De'Aaron Fox for 35 minutes? I have news for you, Warriors fans. It's going to get ugly. And that's just what it is, man.
The hate is oh so real. But that's what I said, too, about the injury part. Like, obviously, I don't know how, Klay's going to return from injury until we actually see him play on the court. But, also, too, I don't want to bring up the chemistry part, but, not like that matters, especially when we're getting Bradley, Dame, Bill. But, to break up the Splash Bros duo, it would take a lot because I think Warriors just the emotion. Right, but I said they got to take the emotions out of it.
Yeah, that's the Warriors' problem. That's why you got Draymond Green having an interview with Kevin Durant saying like going to GMs and shit. Owners talking about you're a damn fool, like effing idiot and all that, like because they so that chemistry, that glue of that franchise is those three. So it's just kind of like, hey, it is.
Hey
what
man,
it is.
you gotta do what you gotta do to win basketball games, and I'm just trying to think. Bradley Beal and Steph. I think they both led the league, or like one was 1 and 2 in the league in scoring this year. To have them on the same team would be
Draymond Green, Wiseman. Then you got Andrew Wiggins, who can, and they got Andrew Wiggins is who really tapped in finally, like put players in a better situation, win environment. Andrew Wiggins is now a solid, really good perimeter defender, and he can score. Okay, he's a 20 points per game player in his league, man.
Okay, let's make sure you didn't say anything wild after that. That's all.
What, like he's all.
No. That's it.
All-star caliber player.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even want to put words in your mouth. I just want to make sure that you didn't say anything crazy. That's all.
He still has that potential. He's still young. He's still young. 25? Was he 25?
Well, all right, in the league.
Yeah.
What is no longer young? Is it 27? Is it 24? Like what age do we say, all right?
You don't start your prime till like you're 27. Really? 27.
You said 27? I say like
27 is when you really start your prime. That's when
for most guys.
For most guys in the NBA. Some guys
for most guys.
Peak earlier. Some guys' prime is shorter. Some guys' prime is a damn career, like LeBron James. Everybody's it just depends. So.
Did LeBron James ever have a prime? That is perfect place to end. I would say that that's an episode. Did LeBron James ever have a prime?
Andrew Wiggins 26, 20. He's probably tapping into his prime, so you never know. I think he's 26. He's probably tapping into his prime, so you never know what happened. Some guys are late bloomers.
Facts. Hey, we're rooting for you, Andrew. We are. All right, y'all. See ya.
It's your boy, M.I.K. Smith, also known as A.K. Make sure you guys go follow No Pump Fakes wherever you get your podcasts.